Well, I certainly didn't expect to be recording this video today. Hello, everybody. Dokkan Assets here. Wow, we have a banger of a breaking news video for you today, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see on your screen, we have the SH FIGUARTS Super 17. Isn't it funny that I just talked about the fact that in the video I literally uploaded today that we had the very first Super 17 figure, right? Of course, that being the very first Super 17 prize figure. And I was like, man, it would be really cool if GT got some more love. You know, if Super 17 got some more love. By the way, definitely check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. This is my bi-weekly figure news recap video, so definitely go take a look at that. But right after that gets shown, we now have the SH FIGUARTS Super Android 17. Let's take a look at the details here, and let's take a look at the pictures. So, Super Android 17 from Dragon Ball GT is joining the SH FIGUARTS line. Not only does this Super Android 17 have amazing mobility, the clothing design around his chest area is so carefully detailed to match the series, and by making his hair adjustable allows you to be able to recreate more scenes. He comes with facial expressions as well as the Electro Eclipse Bomb effect part, so you can recreate his awesome battle scenes. As a bonus part, Super Android 17 comes with a Dragon Fist PET. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I assume that's because this is like a clear little stand thing is what that means. I'm not sure what that acronym means. And some Goku's head part for GT Goku. So, this is crazy. As you can see as well, by the way, scheduled release December 2024, and pre-orders open April 19th. Already so quickly, pre-orders are going to be open. Somebody at Bandai must be a Super 17 fan for this to have been the case. It's so funny that I literally said that in this video that I uploaded today, that I was like, man, it'd be so cool to get an SH FIGUARTS Super 17. And there he is. I really love, like, Super 17's design a lot, and I think that how lanky he is would really work well for an SH FIGUARTS figure, and it absolutely does. Let's go ahead and, like, take a look at these details on the images here, and then I do have a couple more pages for some more information for you. So, of course, the standard run, right, and we'll try and point out all of the faceplates and all of the hands for this guy as well. Of course, we have the standard one, right, which is the neutral face and, of course, the fists. And again, with that lankiness to Super 17, man, I feel like they really nailed it. This looks like a tall figure. This is going to be really, really cool to have this guy up on the shelf next to some other figures as well. Of course, we have the piece where you can actually remove his hand. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be the type of thing where it's a separate hand piece that's meant to be on display in his other hand, and then obviously there's going to be an arm attachment where it's like, you know, the Gatling gun that's inside his hand, or if this is actually going to be a thing where, like, his arm will detach. I mean, this is clearly going to be some kind of separate arm piece, right? Because you can see here, it's not like there's a silver border for where it would be. Unless it's, like, tucked in the gold, that would be some crazy engineering. Maybe. It kind of does look like, I swear I see a little silver there peeking out, but it could just be the paint apps on the gold. I'm not exactly sure. Regardless, though, if it actually works like that, where you could just pull the hand off the figure, that would be really cool. But either way, as long as it's just a usable accessory, I do think that that is pretty cool. And obviously, you do have the hand here that is also for holding. It would be cool, too, because then obviously that means that this piece, you'd be able to change out the hand that's actually on it. So that is pretty cool. Obviously, this smirking face looks to be the same for both of these ones. So that's two different face plates. And of course, you have the open palm hands, which are meant for forming the Electro Eclipse Bomb. Very, very cool. You also have a screaming face, and obviously the hands that are outstretched with a Electro Eclipse Bomb effect piece too. And what is cool about this, by the way, is you can see that they certainly did not skimp out on the details here. That Super 17 has the little, like, energy absorbers on the palm of his hand. That is really, really cool. Besides, obviously, so that is what? The smirking head, the neutral head, and then the screaming face, and then we have the fists, the holding hand, the open palm hands, and then the more open palm hands. We also have, okay, so this is a combination of the slightly open palm hand, I think. Yeah, it's this one, right? And then obviously the fist, and we also have a gritting teeth face here too, which is really, really cool. I think that's also the teeth gritting face. That looks a little bit different, though. No, I think his eyes are a little bit more wider on that one. Yeah, so I think he has two teeth gritting face ones. This one's more like a smirk, and this one is obviously for like when he's going like, when he's absorbing the energy, right? And obviously, again, this is the open palm hands. Are these different open palm hands than these? I don't think so. They look to be the same to me. I suppose they could be different slightly, but I think that is the same thing. Okay, so, and then obviously you get the little dragon fist effect, right, with Goku's head attached to it, or, well, attached to it, as, a, you know, an extra bonus piece. And we did talk about for Trunks, right, in the video that I did on him, that obviously it is kind of a shame that Bandai has adopted the business practice of Hasbro of doing these Build-A-Figures, right? It started with the Ultimate Gohan from Superhero, where, you know, basically to get all the different forms and all the pieces for Gohan, you know, they included it in a bunch of different superhero figures, and obviously they seem to be doing this for GT, where the GT Kid Goku figure, basically, you have to get all of the other GT figures to essentially have, like, a complete figure. And funny enough, the thing that is very ironic about this image is that the tail doesn't even come with actual GT Goku. The tail is the accessory that comes with Trunks for this image. I don't know if that's technically false advertising. I don't think so, but obviously the tail is there because, of course, this is what the scene actually looks like. I will say, obviously, the extra head sculpt, right, looks really, really good for Goku. I feel like they did almost kind of skimp out a little bit by just having this be like a clear plastic stand, right? Like, it's not bad, and it's simple, and it works for the purpose of what it is, right? But I don't know. It feels a little bit cheap, especially for an SH FIGUARTS figure, right? And again, I understand that obviously the whole thing is that, of course, they have all these pieces for Super 17, and he comes with the Electro Eclipse Bomb, which looks fantastic, by the way. I love this. It looks like a plastic ball with, like, the, you know, pieces actually kind of, like, entrapped inside with the energy. I think that's really neat. But right? It feels like this is a little bit lackluster. However, I guess the other way to look at this is that this would have really jacked up the price if they would have included some kind of proper Dragon Fist effect. Because if we go on the Tamashii Nation's website, which I have translated into English here, you can see that this guy is going to be 9,900 yen, including tax, or 9,000 yen, excluding tax. And you can see that he is going to be a Tamashii web shop exclusive, it seems. So usually I believe that will mean that he's going to be a premium Bandai exclusive, I think. I'm not exactly positive on that, to be 100% honest with you, but it would make complete sense because obviously, right, like Super 17, obviously he is a very cool character, but this is definitely a character that I think makes a little bit more sense for a premium Bandai release, right? A lot of the time when we talk about the figures that end up on premium Bandai, you know, we talk about the fact that, you know, oh, you know, this should have just been a general release because it would have been more popular. But I feel like Super 17 is a perfect character to kind of relegate to that. Because obviously, not only is it GT, but obviously it's just like, you know, there will only be certain people that want this figure for sure. But with that being said, right, that means that he is going to be like $90 to $100, maybe $80 when he, you know, gets announced for the US prices. I don't think that, I don't know, it's really interesting, right? We're going to have to see how that actually, like, stacks up at the end of the day when it comes to the price, because obviously you guys know that a lot of the time when I talk about, you know, figures, especially for premium Bandai, right, I always talk about the fact that, you know, they really, really like to jack up the price a lot, especially when there aren't that many accessories, right? But I don't know. Obviously, we have 4 faceplates. We have, I think, what would that be? Like 3 different pairs of hands, the Electro Eclipse Bomb effect, and you have Goku's head, right, as well as the little dragon. So I don't know if $90 necessarily. I mean, he is a little bit of a bigger figure, so I guess you do have to take that into account, right? I would say that this guy would maybe be more like 70 on the cheap side, maybe 80, but again, we'll have to see. And also, to be fair, the yen to USD conversion exchange right now, I know is very terrible. But with that being said, I know Bandai doesn't really care, and they haven't been using like the currency exchange exactly. They've kind of just been doing whatever they want. So regardless, we'll have to see when that actually, you know, comes to fruition. But what I do have for you is on the official Dragon Ball News site. They do have a bunch of images. This was just on the JP one. And they do give us a little bit more details at the bottom. Let me actually crack open my Google Translate here once again. Yeah, as you can see, right, obviously 9,900 yen with tax included, right? The set contains the main body, 4 types of interchangeable wrists. It's interesting that they specify that. So maybe how it's going to work is that it really is how I thought that it would work, where the wrists plug in over the silver part, right? And maybe it'll just be the hands on the wrists. I'm not really sure. We'll have to see when they actually show the details, because they usually describe them as hands, right? But 4 different interchangeable types, right? 3 interchangeable facial expressions, right? We do talk about all the time when we look at these SH Figuarts figures that the standard on the figure, this, doesn't actually count, right? So that means that, right, they said 4 face plates, right? Is that what it was? 3 face plates and 4 pairs of hands, right? So that would be, I assume this would be one, right? With like the hand holding one. We have the smirk, so that's, you know, 1 hand set and 1 head, right? And then we have 2 for the head, and then we have 3 for the head. I swear this one is different, but maybe it's just the angle. Huh, very interesting. Well, regardless, though, it kind of looks like that there's another head that they're mentioning. Maybe they swapped the number, because I swear there's less hands, right? Because this is set 1 here, right? You have this one, and then that one. I don't know, it kind of looks like they swapped the number by accident for the head and the hands, to be honest with you. But I could just be misinterpreting what they're saying for sure. Regardless, though, very, very interesting that it says interchangeable hair. I didn't even really notice that, but if we look closely, right, obviously this is the, like, hair that is basically, like, in the neutral pose. And then I guess it's because here, right, you can see that his hair is kind of fluttering up at the back. So I guess it seems that that is an interchangeable hair piece that you'll be able to attach to his head. I suppose that makes sense. Yeah, I can see it actually now that I'm looking at it like this, right? The hair is just kind of flowing back here. And then for this one, right, you can see that obviously the hair is kind of like, you know, flowing in the back. So that is pretty cool that he comes with that. And obviously that'll be good for action poses and stuff like that. So that is super cool. And then obviously it just talks about the Electro Eclipse Bomb and the Goku effects. So that is basically everything that we know about this guy at the moment, right? Usually these days when Tamashii drops a SH Figuarts figure, it's basically this type of thing where it's like Instagram and Twitter, bam, there he is, and then more details will come a little bit later for the actual stuff. Obviously on April 19th, we'll know the specifics of pre-order because, of course, right, when they usually do something like this and they're like, oh, pre-orders then, obviously then, you know, wherever the pre-order will pop up, they'll talk about it. Unless it is a general release, then usually they kind of specify that. So very, very excited for this guy, to be 100% honest with you. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I would love to hear what you all have to say. I am extremely excited for this figure. I'm not going to lie. I know I literally said in that video today that I uploaded I would love a SH Figuarts Super 17. And apparently somebody has heard my prayers. Because this is awesome. I'm not going to lie. They absolutely cooked with this guy. I cannot wait to do some funny GT shenanigans. And maybe even include this guy in some SDBH displays where it's like a bunch of villains pulling up. Or, oh my gosh, when all the villains come back from hell. Ooh, okay. We're cooking with some ideas now, baby. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did enjoy. And I will catch you in the next one. Dokkan Assets out. Peace.